Welcome to Destination Deanna. I'm Deanna, love guide to all and kept wife strategist to the women I'm called to serve. Please consider my channel your self-help learning library for love. Join me every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time for our weekly coaching gem, where I give guidance to elevate your love experience. And on Wednesdays at 1 p.m., tune in for Sounds About Wife, where I give my unique wife perspective and prepare professional women like you to become kept wives. So hit that subscribe button and let's start this love journey together. See you soon, my loves. Welcome to this week's coaching gem. I'm Deanna. You are here on Destination Deanna. Please consider this to be your self-help learning library for all things love. Now, if you were extremely entertained by my background music, you are going to have to make your own. For whatever reason, my videos are being suppressed whenever I have the background music. So I definitely want my videos to get out there to as many people as possible. So I will do my best to give you the zhuzh and keep you entertained without the little background music. Okay? So welcome. This week's coaching gem is how to let go of old love wounds before Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is Friday, and I'm using that as just incentive so that you will hear this lesson and actually put it into practice. But let's be realistic. We know that all wounds will not be healed by Friday. But the title is catchy. We're looking forward to Valentine's Day. So I do want you to put this stuff into action. Okay. So how to let go of old wounds before Valentine's Day. So I'm going to give you very practical strategy, steps, reflection tips, all of the above, right? So what's my intention with today's lesson? Specifically, I want to make sure that we can tackle how to let go of like your old wounds from previous relationships, mindsets, and things that you have outgrown quickly, right? Quickly for someone might be a month. Quickly for another person might be a week. Quickly for another person might be a year, because without this information, it might have taken you 5 years. So quickly is subjective, but I want to give you the tools so that you can actually, move forward. Don't keep lamenting, right? I want you to walk into the next season of your life, your love, more healed, right? With an open heart that is ready to receive new love, right? So we're going to be talking about intentional healing, not just getting over it. Like, that's important to state. I'm not saying that you should avoid things. I'm not trivializing what you have been through. I'm talking about intentional healing, right? So you can finally upgrade your love life with some confidence. Okay. Now let's be clear about like who I'm not talking to and what I'm not saying, so you can not waste your time with that, right? Let's be super clear. As if my intention wasn't clear enough, let me back it up some more, right? I'm not saying that you should pretend that your pain isn't real or that you should just move on, right? Without doing the deep inner work. I'm not implying that every heartbreak is a bad thing, though, either. Sometimes these things that we go through are merely lessons that we had to learn, right? And I'm also not offering, I'm not into manipulation tactics. I'm not offering magic cures for all your wounds either. This is about practical, intentional steps to help you heal and grow. I usually share like some experience. I did have a particular client that I'm thinking about a while back. She was brilliant, like really smart, um, a self-starter, right? Didn't need anyone to really motivate her. Genuinely, she's a positive person, right? But she sort of carried her old relationship wounds almost like an accessory to her outfit, right? An unwanted accessory. Every misstep in her past relationships, every negative occurrence that she had, it it actually clouded her judgment in her new dating life. She would see everything that was happening through the lens of what she had experienced before. So if a man did something, she automatically would jump to, "Oh, he's a narcissist because my ex did, I know what that looks like." She was hyper vigilant to the point that she could always find something wrong. Now, listen, sometimes there are things wrong and we need to see them. But the importance and the reason, like the biggest reason why we need to heal, is so that we don't go forward with a warped view based on what we've experienced. And now we just see everything through that lens. Right. Now, the good thing is we spent months together really working through her wounds. Uh, I did a lot to kind of point out how it was showing up in her present because she didn't see that. She just thought she learned and now she was, making better choices and she was just avoiding hurt. But I actually had to, show her some of the patterns and let her know how she was actually preventing love from coming in. But after a few months of us like really doing deep dives and her doing the inner work to admit how she had been hurt and also be accountable for the role that she played, she was able to heal past those wounds to the point that she could healthily date, right? She could see people for who they were, and she began to attract better experiences, better dating experiences. So I wanted to share that because I know firsthand how releasing the past opens the door to your opportunities to have the love that you desire. So let's get into the lesson, right? And here's what I want you to consider. Everything that I teach you is just something for you to consider, something for you to think about, because it probably is not how you're thinking about the thing now. So this lesson is going to be really quick today. I got a lot going on. If you have been under a rock, haven't seen my emails, haven't seen me talking about it, every year, my husband and we celebrate our honeymoon anniversary. So it's almost like we have another honeymoon, right? Yes, it's our wedding anniversary and we celebrate that, but we decided we want to keep the honey in the moon, right? We want to stay really engulfed in love and heavily romanced and all of the things, right? Because marriage should be that. So we actually have a honeymoon anniversary where for our anniversary, we go away for a week somewhere tropical because our anniversary is February 21st. So that's typically cold. I was born and raised in Boston. I'm done with the cold, right? So take me to the tropics. So I'm going to be offline for an entire week starting next week. So Monday and Wednesday of next week, there will be no lives, right? So let me go ahead and get to the lesson and let you know what to consider. I have 3 points today. Oh, that was my point. I got to get y'all through this lesson quick because I got a lot of stuff to do this week. So number 1, healing is an intentional process, right? Letting go isn't just about erasing the memories. Okay, that's really important. It's actually about reinterpreting them so they can no longer hold you back. If all you do is reminisce, right, and recall the things, you're going to lament over pain, right? You're going to rehearse that in your mind, which is only going to help you attract more of the same, first of all, but it definitely does not help you heal. Just a tip that I want to give you, and something that I had used in my own healing process from my first marriage. And no, I don't think you're ever completely healed. I think healing is a process, right? So you're going to be going through different stages, and you will arrive at a place where maybe you're less triggered and it's not impacting you in the same way. So when I'm experiencing pain, when I'm remembering the difficult times or memories or things like that, I pray and I say it out loud, and I'm like, God, what was I supposed to learn here? What's the lesson? What am I supposed to take from this? Because I know that, God, you are not sorrow. You are not confusion. You are not sadness. These are all emotions. And yes, we need to feel them. We need to acknowledge them. But I don't want to stay here, God. So I want to get the lesson. I want to know, what should I see? What should I gain from this so I can take it with me and make better choices, better decisions? Hi, baby. There's my honey there. The beneficiary of my healing. Hey, honey. So, instead of like carrying your old pain like it's a badge of honor, oh, I've been through so much, and, all of that. Instead of that, see it as a stepping stone, right? More like one that's making room for healthier, happier connections. So that's how you want to shift your perspective there. And I always want to throw out some statistics. So, I'm not just making this stuff up, right? There's actual statistics that go behind these things. So research in the Journal of Positive Psychology, it shows that intentional forgiveness practices can boost your overall well-being by up to 25%. So set aside the fact that you'll be better equipped to, attract love and like better relationships. Your overall well-being improves when you can forgive, right? And that's a part of the healing as well. Forgiving. Forgiving does not mean you accept what they did or you agree. Okay. Now, number 2, holding on blocks new love. If you don't have the love or the relationship that you desire, there's no room for it, and you're holding on to something else. That space is being occupied by something that you are holding on to. When you cling to past hurts, you actually create barriers that keep new love from finding you. So if your new love isn't finding you, one of the things for you to assess and look back on is, am I holding on to things? Am I holding on to past hurts? Am I not over previous relationships and experiences? And this is so funny because I'm actually reading The Garden Within, and it's challenging my thoughts about healing, because The Garden Within by Dr. Anita, I think it's Phillips. Yeah, so Dr. Anita Phillips. I'm reading that with my friend Rocky and her group, The Conquerors. If you imagine that your heart is like a garden, the more you weed out the old pain, the more space you create for like you to plant new vibrant things, right? We only have a certain amount of space. You're managing it all. So if you only have a certain amount of space and a good amount of it is taken up with the old, the things that are not positive, the experiences that you don't care to repeat, where are the new ones going to go? You have to make space for it, right? And a study by the American Psychological Association found that unresolved emotional pain can increase stress hormones by 30%. So that's affecting your overall health and your ability to trust. And for my ladies, stress literally packs on the pounds for us, right? It's yes, we need to watch our diets. Yes, we need to drink our water. Yes, we need to get sleep. Yes, we need to be active and move. But we also need to monitor our stress levels. Almost always, if I put on a couple of pounds, I'm feeling a little fluffy, I guarantee I've been taking things on that maybe I shouldn't. I've been worrying about things. Whenever I free myself, the pounds drop off. I got a compliment the other day, like, oh my goodness, your arms and your face is slendering out. And I'm like, yeah, girl, since December, I've lost 13 pounds. I can't say that I'm like eating the best. I am getting more sleep. I am drinking more water. But the biggest thing that I'm doing is I'm not carrying things that aren't mine. I'm not carrying old situations. I'm not carrying old disappointments. I'm not carrying anything that's going to cause me unnecessary stress. So remember that, right? Holding on actually takes up the space and it blocks new love. You don't want to do that. And number 3, and this is the final point, self-forgiveness is literally the ultimate gift. The ultimate gift. Accepting and forgiving yourself for past mistakes, heartbreaks, decisions, that's literally key to moving forward. So if you are having difficulty moving past a certain relationship or something that has happened, I would encourage you to think about whether or not you've actually forgiven yourself. I do this a lot with my captees, right? If something keeps coming back up for them, I give them permission to forgive themselves. I'm like, hey, listen, you made that decision. You did it with the best of intentions. You did it with the information that was available to you at the time. Let it go. This isn't about them anymore. It's about you. Forgive yourself. Even if you knew it was a bad decision at the time, but you didn't trust yourself enough to make a different one, forgive that too. Forgive it. It's not doing you any good by you just continuing to beat up on yourself. It's not. Just accept what happened, acknowledge it, and forgive yourself, right? Instead of beating up on yourself for the past missteps, I want to encourage you to treat yourself with the same compassion you'd offer your friends, your loved ones, your kids, people that you care for. Offer yourself that same compassion because healing starts with self-love. You loving on yourself, speaking to yourself kindly, forgiving yourself, letting these things go. And research published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology indicates that self-forgiveness interventions can reduce anxiety and depression symptoms by 20%. I don't care if these things would reduce it by 1%. Isn't it better to do that? Isn't it better to do that? We have to take our healing into our own hands. So here's what you should ask yourself, right? What to ask yourself. And these are things that I would consider like self-reflection. You're looking inward. And, you know, for all of my Kepties, all of my support hers, y'all know I'm an avid journaler. That's why I created my little love attraction journal back there, right? I'm an avid journaler. So these are also good journal prompts. Okay. So what to ask yourself? Number 1, what old love wounds am I still holding on to that might be clouding my judgment in new or current relationships? What old love wounds am I still holding on to that might be clouding my judgment in new or current relationships? Number 2, how can I reframe my past heartbreaks as valuable lessons rather than burdens? How can I reframe my past heartbreaks as valuable lessons rather than burdens? And number 3, what small, intentional act of self-forgiveness can I practice today to start releasing this weight? That could be figurative or that could be actual. What small intentional act of self-forgiveness can I practice today to start releasing this weight? So there we go. That's three things to consider in regards to healing these past wounds. So number one is healing is an intentional process. Know that you have to make the decision. You have to be intentional about it. And it's a process, meaning it is ongoing. Number two, holding on blocks new love. So if you need some motivation, some inspiration to do your healing, please know that if you don't do it, you're actually blocking the type of love you do want to experience. And number three, self-forgiveness is the ultimate gift. This is how you love on yourself on a whole nother level. You start by forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for the missteps. Forgive yourself for the decisions. Forgive yourself for staying too long. Forgive yourself for not having boundaries. Forgive yourself for not upholding the boundaries. Whatever it is you need to do, forgive yourself. And if you want to take this lesson further, I always like to make the invitation, right? If this resonates with you and you are ready to turn like your old wounds into more like stepping stones for a brighter love life, a more abundant future when it comes to love, I'd love to help you make that step. I would love to be your guide on this journey to the abundant love you deserve. Now, the place that I have for my ladies that are doing this work is my Love Attraction Premium Coaching Community, right? This is a small, close-knit community. It is invite only. That means I have to meet with you. We have to discuss some things, see if we align, and see if your energy is that of the women that are already in there, right? Because I steward very well over the women that trust me to lead them. Right. So since it's all about like deep healing, empowered dating, all of that, that's why it's an invite only space. So if you would like to be considered for the premium coaching community, what you need to do is book a guidance call with me. Book a guidance call. The cost of the call actually goes towards your membership if you're invited. If you're not invited, trust me, we're not just shooting the ish for, an hour. No, we're getting down to it. You're learning me, I'm learning you, but more than that, I actually give you a strategy. So whether you continue to work with me or get an invite into the community, you are leaving with a strategy that you can put into play now to get you to the love you deserve. So it's a win-win for you. If you are interested in getting started, right? You are tired of the position you are in now. You don't want to stay in this unhealed position. You know that there's abundant love out there and you want your version. Set up your guidance call, right? So you can either text 214-434-7897, or you can email my assistant at Keptie, KEPTIEEA, executive assistant at gmail.com. So KeptieEA at gmail.com is for the email, and she can get you set up with a guidance call if you're interested. Now, let's wrap it all up and let me give you my coaching gem. So this is like just the general gem for you to take away from this lesson. If you didn't get anything else, get this one line. Remember, ladies, and my gentlemen, support hers and keepers that watch, letting go of old love wounds isn't about erasing the past. We're not trying to act like it didn't happen. We're not in denial, none of that. But it is about clearing the space for the love that lifts you higher. You have to let go to grow. So thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of this week's weekly coaching gem. I want you to always remember, God is love. God is love. And we are of God. We're made in his image. So attracting love should be easy because it's who God is. It's who we are, right? It should be easy, but even more so easy when you have the right guide, right? So I'm here. I'm available for those who are ready to step into that. And for my aspiring wives, I'll see you on the next episode of Sounds About Wife on Wednesday, 1 p.m. So I'll see you all next week. Love ya.